Hello, everybody. This is Kevin back with Inspiring How You See That, and we're back at the Linden Row. This is a hotel slash, I wouldn't call it a bed and breakfast, but it's a very, very well-known hotel in Richmond, Virginia. And here's some pictures from it. We always love to do these exploring, so make sure you do like and subscribe. That way you'll get a notification to any of the content that we're putting out there, whether it be exploring, music, whatever is related to our channel, you get a notification. This is the front entry to Linden Row. Talks about a little bit about it in 1895 and when it was, started in 1895. This is the front entrance of it. It was restored in 1988. This has got a lot of history behind the Linden Row. As far as what I mean by history, this whole area used to be just a garden. It wasn't even the hotel. There was other surrounding buildings and structures around it in the early 1800s. You guys can kind of look at a little bit of that history, and we'll put it all in there and you can read about it. But what I found the most interesting is Edgar Allan Poe's mother and had passed away there, and they had the land there, and this is where he resided. I mean, this is where the garden was, where this hotel is now. I mean, they had a whole garden, like a real fancy walk-through garden, and then they erected the hotel in that area after he had sold, of course, the acreage, and they started developing this area. So there was a lot of changes over that period of time. And I wanted to show you kind of what the hotel looked like inside. I mean, it was restored in the 1988. It's still pretty nice, but you can, during the rest, I mean, restoring an old building like this, that's, from the early 1800s is very hard. I mean, you have to literally level most of it, and they wanted to keep most of it as original as they could. So some of the floors are still kind of a little bit crooked. I mean, the stairs and everything aren't, but they did restore a lot of the interior. This is just one of the rooms. I thought this was pretty cool. This little wardrobe reminds me of the Narnia, the movie. If you guys ever seen that movie, I put a picture in there showing you it, and kind of what it looked like right here. This is where the witch's wardrobe, where you go in and you open the door and you go into another land, which is Narnia. I thought it was pretty cool. It was in there, but these are the original fireplaces. I mean, they had fireplaces in each room. Of course, they're not workable now, as it says, they're not workable. But they were really small. What I thought was interesting about this is, I mean, maybe you guys that live in Richmond, the parking was very horrendous. I mean, you comparable to what it was back in the the 40s. As you can see here, it was a lot easier to park. I mean, it was still busy then. I found this little building across the street. It reminds me of, I mean, a lot of things reminded me of movie sets. This was kind of like the Harry Potter, the little, the train station. It was really small in between all these other big buildings. Now, if you guys want some nightlife out there, this was a French restaurant that I went to. It was really cool. I mean, it was a standout French restaurants literally right down the street. I mean, I'll let you guys kind of pick and choose where you want on your Google Maps or whatever you're locating, and you'll see that there's several different restaurants within not even probably a half a mile of the Linden Row, the hotel. So again, we hope you guys enjoy these segments. I'll put in the links and everything, so you can kind of read up a little bit more about Linden Row. There's a ton of history, not just about the hotel itself, but there's a ton of history before this was even built, and it was very, very cool. As far as with the Poe, I didn't even know that his family resided there, and this is why we love doing this, because it brings back all that stuff that we didn't even know about, that we're kind of researching on to share with you guys. We hope you enjoyed this segment, and we'll see you guys on the next one.